The moment Ethan said, "You're so much more than just my stepsister," something inside me cracked in a way I can't fully explain. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, like glass breaking somewhere deep in my chest. And the terrifying part was that I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel shocked. I felt understood, which somehow made it worse. I should have told him to stop. I should have reminded him that our parents were married, that there were lines people simply didn't cross. But the truth is, those lines had already been fading for months, long before he ever said those words. They faded during the late-night texts where we told each other things we had never told anyone else. They faded during quiet moments in the kitchen when everyone else had gone to bed and we were the only two still awake. And they faded every time he looked at me, like I was the only person in the room who truly existed. After that night, we didn't talk about what he said. Not directly. It became an unspoken thing between us, like a secret sitting quietly on the table during every conversation. We still joked. We still acted normal around our parents. But when it was just the two of us, the air felt different, heavy, electric, dangerous. A few weeks later, we ended up alone in the house again. Our parents had gone out to dinner with friends, leaving Ethan and me in the living room watching some random Netflix show neither of us was actually paying attention to. I could feel his presence beside me on the couch, close enough that I could hear his breathing during the quiet parts of the show. "You ever think about how easy it would be for people to misunderstand us?" he asked suddenly. My heart skipped. "What do you mean?" He looked at me slowly, his expression serious in a way that made my stomach twist. "Like, if someone saw the way we talk, the way we look at each other." I swallowed hard. "Do we look at each other differently?" He didn't answer right away. Instead, he leaned forward, resting his elbows on his knees, like he was trying to think of the right words. "Sometimes," he said quietly, "I think you're the only person who really sees me." His voice had this raw honesty that made my chest tighten. Because the truth was, I felt the same way. Ethan had somehow become the person I went to when everything felt overwhelming. The person who understood the parts of me that I usually kept hidden from everyone else. And that's when he said something that made the entire room feel smaller. "I wish we met under different circumstances." The sentence hung in the air between us. I knew exactly what he meant. And the worst part was, part of me wished the same thing. It was about consequences, family destruction, trust, reputation. And yet, despite all of that, neither of us pulled away. Instead, we started meeting in quieter places, late-night drives, coffee shops across town, conversations that stretched for hours, each time telling ourselves we weren't doing anything wrong, because technically, we weren't, but emotionally, we were already too deep. Then one night, everything almost got exposed. We were sitting in Ethan's car outside a small diner, talking like we always did, and that's when my phone rang. It was my mom. I answered casually. "Hey." Her voice sounded strange. "Where are you?" My heart dropped. "Just out." "With who?" I looked over at Ethan, who was suddenly very still. "Just a friend." There was a long pause. Then she said something that made my blood run cold. "That's interesting. Why?" "Because I just drove past Ethan's car downtown." The silence that followed felt like the entire world collapsing around us.